What if we told you that a single, simple food eaten before 8 a.m. could potentially uh, delay the aging of your leg muscles by as much as 10 years? And no, we're not talking about some fancy medication or, pricey supplements here.
Yeah, it's quite startling. For millions of older adults, there's this silent loss of independence happening. It gradually leads them towards, well, needing wheelchairs, walkers, or sometimes even permanent immobility. And the root cause, it often starts right at the beginning of the day, every morning, without them even realizing it.
Right.
The really depressing thing is most people are completely unaware of this simple fix. And worse, many actually speed up the problem with what they choose for breakfast.
And as doctors, specializing in elderly health, we've seen this quiet decline firsthand, haven't we?
We certainly have.
So in this deep dive today, our mission is really to cut through all the noise. We want to take some really eye-opening research studies from places like Tufts University, the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition.
Tears?
Exactly. And distill it down so you can understand what's truly going on with your leg muscles.
Right.
And more importantly, what concrete steps you can take starting tomorrow morning to protect your independence.
Okay, so let's start by understanding this. The silent thief, as you called it, sarcopenia.
Sarcopenia, right.
Is basically the gradual loss of muscle. It happens particularly in the legs, and typically it starts quite subtly after age 60. What makes it so dangerous is how sneaky it is. Losing muscle doesn't actually hurt. There's no fever, no, cramping initially. It quietly creeps into your legs.
Yeah, and that's exactly when we tend to brush it off as, oh, I'm just getting old. Legs feel a bit heavier. Maybe you stumble slightly stepping off a curb. But is it really just aging?
Well, not entirely. I mean, aging is definitely a factor, let's be clear. But the real issue, the thing we need to focus on, is the loss of that actual strength. The strength that makes you self-sufficient. The U.S. National Institute on Aging warns about this. They say if nothing's done, adults over 60 could lose up to 33% of their leg muscle mass in just 10 years.
33%, that's
Yeah.
huge. A third of your leg muscle.
It's a significant decline, yes.
And the effects, they go way beyond just walking, don't they? It's like a ripple effect impacting your whole life.
Absolutely.
Weaker legs mean losing balance, which, dramatically bumps up the risk of falling.
It's really important.
Your stride gets shorter, you walk slower, maybe even start dragging your feet a bit. Circulation down there can worsen too, restricting mobility even more.
And it doesn't stop there. Leg weakness can actually contribute to an increase in abdominal fat, lower bone density, disrupted sleep patterns, even a reduced appetite.
Wow.
And sometimes issues with memory. And, for many people, the toughest part is the emotional side. That feeling of being trapped in a body that just doesn't cooperate anymore.
It's deeply frustrating.
Yeah.
So, okay, why are mornings so critical? Why this focus on the start of the day for protecting our leg muscles?
Right. Well, think about it. After 7, 8, maybe 9 hours of sleep, your body's been fasting for a long time. If you don't eat something fairly soon after waking up, your body needs energy, right? And it starts looking for fuel. Unfortunately, it can turn to breaking down its own muscle tissue.
Your own muscle.
Yes, it's called a catabolic state. Basically, your body starts, eating away at its protein stores for energy.
And that's got to be especially risky for older adults. Because their ability to build new muscle is already slowing down naturally.
Precisely. So if you don't interrupt that catabolic process with the right kind of food, first thing, those leg muscles just continue to deteriorate bit by bit before the day even really gets going.
Makes sense.
And remember, your legs house the largest muscle group in your body. So losing muscle there doesn't just make you weaker, it throws off your entire metabolic balance.
Okay.
This can snowball into other problems, leg cramps, trembling, that tingling or numbness some people feel, coordination issues, making simple things like climbing stairs feel like a huge effort.
So it sounds like a lot of really common breakfast habits are actually making this whole situation worse. What are some of the big mistakes people make?
Oh, absolutely. Skipping breakfast entirely is a big one. Or just replacing it with black coffee.
Guilty sometimes.
We all are sometimes. But also relying on things like nutrient-poor white bread,
Right.
Toast, or just sipping plain water. These choices just don't cut it. They fail to stop that muscle breakdown process right when you need it most.
Okay, but there is good news here, right?
Yeah.
The body can heal.
Oh, absolutely. It's incredible, really. If you consistently eat the right foods at the right times starting every morning, you can help your muscles recover. You can regain leg strength, improve your balance, get rid of those cramps, and most importantly, hold on to your independence with every single step. There was a study from Tufts University that found older adults could regain up to 35% of their leg strength.
35%?
And in just 8 weeks, just by consistently eating a healthy, targeted purchase. That's a powerful turnaround.
That is powerful. Let's make this real. Tell us about David.
Okay, David. He's 69, a former construction engineer, spent years climbing scaffolds, walking through forests, no problem. But then things started changing.
How so?
His legs began feeling stiff, heavy, sometimes numb. Getting up in the morning, those first steps felt hesitant, a bit shaky. He actually had a fall, just caught his foot on a low step. And his first thought was, well, I'm just getting old.
The classic response.
Exactly. His wife noticed, too, he was walking slower, seemed unsteady, needed to push off his knees to stand up. And then the night cramps started. Really painful ones. Now, David didn't have major illnesses like diabetes or severe arthritis. He was experiencing what we sometimes call the after 60 phase. That's when muscle loss, especially in the legs, which support everything, really accelerates, often silently.
Right.
After that fall, though, David started looking into it. He learned about this crucial link between breakfast and leg strength.
And what happened? Did he change things?
He did. He stopped skipping breakfast, ditched the just black coffee routine, and the change was pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
Just 3 weeks later, he said the first big difference was getting out of bed felt lighter. No more hesitation or heaviness in those morning steps, and the night cramps. Gone.
Wow, in 3 weeks.
Yeah. By the second month, he was walking nonstop every morning for nearly 2 kilometers. He tells his wife all the time, I feel like I've got my legs back.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It really shows, doesn't it? You can keep strong, independent legs well into your 60s and beyond without needing a cane or assistance. You can absolutely do this too. So the big question, what did David actually start eating? Let's dive into these 5 easy but really powerful foods that science shows can help keep those leg muscles strong.
Okay, first up, whole eggs. Honestly, for muscle recovery and growth, especially in the legs, you can't get much easier or more efficient.
Eggs?
Eggs have nearly all the essential amino acids your body needs for muscle repair and building. But the real magic is in the yolk.
The yolk. People used to avoid it.
They did. But that's where you find vitamin D, B12, choline, and especially leucine. Leucine is like the ignition key for muscle protein synthesis. There was research from the University of Illinois. Older adults eating 2 eggs each morning for 8 weeks showed real measurable gains in leg strength and self-sufficiency.
And it's not just muscle bulk, is it? Eggs actually help the neuromuscular system too.
That's right. Better balance, better walking control, which means a lower risk of falls. Plus, that B12 protects the myelin sheath around your nerves. Think better communication between brain and legs, steadier movement. And they've got easily absorbed iron, crucial for circulation and getting oxygen to those leg muscles. Many seniors are low in iron, so this is a bonus.
Good point. So practical tip.
Eat the whole egg, don't skip the yolk. Try to have them within, say, 30 to 60 minutes of waking up. Boiled is great, maybe a quick scramble with spinach or tomatoes. Easy.
Simple enough. What's number 2?
And number 2, oatmeal topped with chia seeds.
A classic.
It is. Oatmeal gives your muscles that steady, slow-release energy they need to function well all morning. It's rich in something called beta-glucan.
Beta-glucan.
Yeah, it's a soluble fiber. It helps lower inflammation, improves nutrient absorption, and keeps blood sugar stable. This helps your body actually use the protein and minerals effectively for rebuilding leg muscle.
And the chia seeds, they seem to be everywhere now.
They're little powerhouses. They bring omega-3s, calcium, potassium, and magnesium to the table. These 4 are absolutely vital.
For what specifically?
Muscle contraction, nerve signals, and they're brilliant at preventing leg cramps, especially those awful nighttime ones. Magnesium helps muscles relax, potassium ensures oxygen, and nutrients get delivered properly down there by helping with electrolyte balance and circulation.
Got it. So how do you prepare that?
Super simple. Mix about 3 tablespoons of rolled oats with water or maybe some nut milk. Cook it, stir in a tablespoon of chia seeds. You can top it with banana slices or blueberries for sweetness and antioxidants. Eat it warm, again, within about an hour of waking.
Okay, oatmeal and chia next.
Number 3,
A banana.
often called nature's electrolyte pill for seniors, right?
Exactly. And for good reason. A medium banana has around 400 milligrams of potassium. That's roughly 10% of what you need daily.
And potassium is key for muscles. Absolutely essential. It helps maintain the electrical charge across muscle cell membranes. Think smooth, coordinated muscle action. If you don't have enough potassium, muscles can misfire, spasm, or cramp up. A Harvard study actually showed older adults who ate bananas regularly were 33% less likely to get leg cramps compared to those who didn't get enough potassium.
33%, that's significant.
It is. And bananas also have vitamin B6, which helps with nerve communication, improving balance and coordination directly.
Now, you mentioned potassium. Are there any cautions with bananas?
Good point. They aren't for everyone. If you have type 2 diabetes or you're carefully watching blood sugar or have chronic kidney disease, too much potassium can be an issue. It could potentially cause blood sugar spikes or affect heart rhythm.
So what's the advice there?
Maybe go for a smaller banana, or one that's slightly underripe. It has less sugar and more resistant starch. And timing matters. Eat it after your main breakfast, not on an empty stomach, to avoid sharp blood sugar changes. Add it to your oatmeal, or have it with some Greek yogurt.
Okay, good nuance. Speaking of which, Greek yogurt is number 4.
It is. If your aim is to stop that gradual, sneaky muscle loss that happens overnight, Greek yogurt is one of your best bets for breakfast.
Why Greek specifically?
It generally has almost double the protein of regular yogurt because of how it's strained. And it's particularly good for the over 60s because it's rich in slow-digesting casein protein.
Ah, casein. Connect that back to the morning muscle loss.
Right. Remember that catabolic state during sleep where your body breaks down muscle? If you don't get protein first thing, that breakdown continues, hitting your legs hard. Casein provides a sustained release of amino acids to help stop that.
And how much protein are we talking?
A standard serving, about 170 grams, usually packs around 17 grams of high-quality protein. That includes leucine, that key amino acid for kickstarting muscle building. Plus, you get calcium and vitamin D for bone health and neuromuscular coordination. Think better balance, smoother walking.
And the probiotics.
They help gut health, which improves nutrient absorption overall. They also help reduce chronic inflammation, which can directly benefit leg circulation. There was a study from Maastricht University in the Netherlands. Older adults who had 20 grams of casein protein each morning, even without much exercise, saw real improvements in leg strength, fewer cramps, and better balance in just 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Impressive. Any tips for choosing or eating it?
Sure. If lactose is an issue, look for lactose-free options, or maybe try goat or sheep milk yogurt. Definitely avoid the ones loaded with sugar.
Always check the label?
Absolutely. Aim to eat it within an hour of waking, maybe half an hour after some light morning movement. You can add unsweetened berries, cinnamon, or those chia seeds again for extra benefit.
Okay, great. And number 5?
Number 5, salmon and other fatty fish like mackerel or sardines.
Fish for breakfast. Interesting.
It might sound unusual to some, but the omega-3 fatty acids in these fish, especially EPA and DHA, are incredible.
How do they help the legs?
They improve insulin sensitivity, which helps muscles use fuel better. They reduce muscle inflammation, a big factor in age-related weakening. And they actually enhance how well your muscles take up protein. It all helps seniors regain leg strength and slow down muscle loss.
Is there research on this?
Yes. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition published research showing adults over 65 who ate fatty fish twice a week kept 27% more leg muscle mass than those eating mainly red meat or no fish.
Wow, 27% more muscle mass.
And even more striking, the fish eaters showed big improvements in walking ability, better balance, and their risk of falling due to leg weakness dropped by 36%.
36% lower fall risk? That's huge for independence.
It really is. The omega-3s fight that chronic inflammation that slowly erodes muscle strength, especially lower body. Plus, salmon gives you easily digestible protein, about 20 grams per 100 gram serving, and vitamins B12 and D, again, key for that muscle-brain coordination.
How would you practically eat salmon for breakfast?
You could pan-sear a small fillet in olive oil, just 3-4 minutes per side. Serve it with maybe some roasted sweet potato, steamed veggies, or avocado, quick. If that's too much, good quality smoked salmon, unsweetened, is an option, or even a quality fish oil supplement, though whole food is generally better.
Any cautions with fatty fish?
Yeah, if you have trouble digesting fats, maybe a fatty liver issue or high cholesterol concerns, perhaps eat it earlier in the morning. Start with smaller portions. Baking or steaming is better than frying. And if you get bloated, maybe talk to your doctor about digestive enzymes.
Great advice. Now, earlier you hinted at something else. A simple, common food, often overlooked but really powerful.
Ah, yes. The hidden gem.
The big reveal.
It's steamed sweet potatoes, lightly sprinkled with Celtic sea salt.
Sweet potatoes and salt.
Yeah.
Sounds incredibly simple. Why does that work?
It does sound simple, but the sweet potato provides complex carbohydrates. These are vital for refilling your muscles' glycogen stores after fasting all night. Unlike sugary cereals or white bread, these carbs give you steady energy without spiking blood sugar. This helps prevent that morning muscle fatigue or cramping, especially in the legs.
Okay, steady energy. What else?
They're packed with potassium, magnesium, manganese, vitamin C, a great mix for blood flow, nerve signals, and fighting weakness from electrolyte imbalance. Magnesium, especially, is often called the muscle relaxation mineral, helps prevent tightness and cramps.
And the salt. You specified Celtic sea salt. Why not just regular table salt?
Big difference. Regular table salt is highly refined, mostly just sodium chloride. Celtic sea salt is natural, unprocessed. It contains over 80 trace minerals and elements that your body, particularly your muscles, needs for smooth, coordinated contractions and, again, preventing cramps.
So it's about the minerals, not just the sodium.
Exactly. It doesn't tend to spike blood pressure the way refined salt can for some people. Instead, it helps stabilize fluid pressure inside the muscle tissue, helps replenish electrolytes, and can actually support muscle regeneration in the legs. There was a study, French Institute of Mineral Nutrition, participants had a high-fiber breakfast with potassium and magnesium-rich sea salt. They showed 41% better balance and nearly 50% fewer falls.
Wow, from salt and fiber, essentially. How do you recommend using this combo?
Just sprinkle a tiny pinch of Celtic salt over maybe half a steamed sweet potato. Make sure it's tender and warm. Eat that about 10 minutes before your main breakfast, maybe after a glass of warm water.
Why before?
It helps stabilize blood sugar before the main meal and might aid mineral absorption. It's often overlooked, this little combo, but for people over 60, it can be a quiet but powerful support system for their legs.
A hidden gem indeed. Okay, so food is foundational.
Yeah.
But you also mentioned some morning routine, things beyond food.
Yes, absolutely. Eating right is key, but a few simple daily habits in the morning can make a huge difference to leg strength, balance, and just feeling confident on your feet.
What's the first one?
First thing when you wake up, drink a glass of warm water with a tiny pinch of natural mineral salt, Celtic or Himalayan.
Why warm water and salt?
So many people wake up feeling stiff, heavy leg, or unsteady. Often it's mild dehydration and low electrolytes after the night. A 250 milliliter glass, maybe 8 ounces, of warm water with just a fifth of a teaspoon of that good salt helps restore electrolyte balance, improves circulation gently, calms the nervous system, and wards off cramps. Just sip it slowly over about 5 minutes before breakfast.
Easy enough. Second routine.
Second, just 3 minutes for a simple leg lift and balance exercise. No equipment needed, right in your bedroom or living room.
How does it work?
Stand tall, maybe hold onto a chair back lightly if needed at first. Lift one foot just 2 to 4 inches off the ground. Hold for 10 seconds, then switch legs. Do about 5 rounds for each side.
And the benefit?
It directly improves your balance and body awareness, which lowers fall risk. Plus, it gently works those muscles in the calves, thighs, and hips that tend to lose mass with age. 3 minutes, big impact.
Okay. Number 3.
Avoid jumping out of bed too quickly.
Ah, the head rush.
Exactly. Many seniors get up too fast, feel lightheaded or unsteady, and that can lead straight to a stumble or fall.
So the alternative?
Take your time. Before you even sit up, take 3 slow, deep breaths. Then sit up gently. Rotate your wrists and ankles a few times while sitting on the edge of the bed. This helps reactivate circulation to your brain and lower body slowly, so you start the day feeling more in control.
Simple but makes sense. Fourth routine.
Enjoy a little morning sunlight, just 5 minutes. Stand near a window, step onto a balcony if you can.
Why sunlight specifically?
Early morning sunlight helps your body naturally produce vitamin D. We know vitamin D is crucial for bone strength and helps you absorb calcium. It's very important for the bones in your wrists and ankles, the foundation supporting your legs. It seems basic, but it kickstarts those internal processes and strengthens the very structure your leg muscles rely on.
Good point. And the final routine.
Finally, and this loops back to our main theme. Never stay hungry for too long after waking up.
Reinforcing the breakfast message.
Absolutely. Remember that catabolic state. Your body will start breaking down muscle for energy if it doesn't get fuel. The longer you delay breakfast, the longer that muscle breakdown continues. So even if you can't manage a full meal right away, have something small. That half a steamed sweet potato we talked about, a boiled egg, even a tiny bit of oatmeal. Anything to signal to your body, stop breaking down muscles, start repairing and rebuilding.
Okay, that's a really comprehensive set of tools. So let's recap quickly.
Sounds good.
You've now got a powerful toolkit. We've covered 5 scientifically backed foods to help boost leg strength, improve balance, fight muscle loss, increase blood flow. Eggs, oatmeal with chia, bananas, Greek yogurt, and salmon.
That's right.
You also discovered that sort of secret weapon, the steamed sweet potato, with a pinch of natural mineral salt, boosting your whole system right from the start of the day.
The hidden gem.
Exactly. And on top of the food, you've learned 5 simple but really effective morning routines that help turn what you eat into a genuine leg recovery plan. The warm salt water, the balance exercise, getting up slowly, sunlight, and not delaying that first bite.
It all works together synergistically.
So the power to act really is in your hands starting tomorrow. You don't need a doctor's appointment for this, no gym, no fancy gadgets, just a choice.
Mm-hmm.
A choice to start your day intentionally instead of just letting age dictate the fate of your legs.
Well said. So here's a thought to leave you with. If you could pick just one thing from our list to eat tomorrow morning to start protecting your legs, what would it be? Maybe sharing your own experience could help someone else listening.
That's a great point. Remember, real health care, preventative care, it doesn't start in the hospital waiting room. It starts in your kitchen with that very first bite of the day.
Make it count.
Make an informed decision. Keep those legs strong. Keep them safe. Because honestly, as long as you can walk with strength and confidence, you're truly experiencing life to the fullest.
We really hope the information we've shared today helps empower you on your journey to better health, specifically keeping those legs strong, stable, and maintaining your independence well after 60. We'll definitely keep uncovering these hidden truths about aging and leg health in future deep dives. There's always more to learn.